Mic check. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Skrill Town himself. Checking in with y'all today and giving y'all 20 minutes of G.A.M.E. game. That's what I do. That's what I do. So today's topic is, let's see if I can find it. It was just here. Know what you're asking for. Know what you're talking about. Period. Point blank. And what I mean by that is, you get people that they do a lot of capping, especially when it comes to them thinking they know what they want in regards to music, thinking that they know, what they need, basing everything off of what they see others get or the accomplishments that others have had. Me being part-time music promoter and marketer, I get it a lot. I get people that ask for a whole bunch with a little bit of nothing, and a lot of what they have is music, but music's not enough. So, when you just got music and you come to somebody, a marketer, a promoter, CEO, DJ, producer, whoever, and you shopping yourself, you pitching yourself, and you want to, you want them to believe in you. So you like, look, this is what I got. Boom. I got this track. I believe in it, blah, 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 blah. So now you done already sat down and thought about things, obviously, before you met up with this person. And now it's like, look, but the only way I want to do this is if it's organic, quote unquote. I want organic. Everybody's hearing organic. Well, I had a conversation with a DJ that I've been friends with for a long time. He's done a lot of business. He's worked with a lot of people. And in particular, he was working with this artist. They just did a track together. He produced it. The track is fire. Well, after it was done, she was like, I'm not going to buy any promotion. I want to build my fan base organically. And I respect that, but here's the thing about building your fan base organically. First and foremost, you got to know exactly what that is. And I think people get caught up nowadays thinking that everything that's not done like by word of mouth, I would say, is not organic. They think just because you got people out here buying streams and buying views, that's the only way that they're doing it, by buying promotion. Don't get the two mixed up. Just because you buy promotion and marketing does not mean that you're buying it unorganically. And that's what a lot of people have to face. So when I hear this a lot, I hear from a lot of people. I hear people saying, well, I don't want to buy marketing. I want to do everything organic. Well, you got to know how to build a fan base without buying marketing first. Because if you don't, then you're going to be sitting on songs. You're going to be sitting on EPs. You're going to be sitting on albums. Even if you go out and perform every weekend does not mean that people are going to buy your music. Even if you go out and perform and you got a show and you got a podcast and you're an influencer and you're doing videos once a week or whatever, does not mean that people are going to take the time and watch your video or stream your song or download your song. I tell people a lot that here it is. If you got 50 friends that you communicate with consistently, all the time, maybe not every day, but you got a good enough relationship with 50 friends and family. I have family in there too. And they haven't purchased your music, not streamed, purchased. If they haven't downloaded your music, then that is kind of that's the reality of it. Not saying that they wrong, but if you can't get people that know you and love you to buy your music, what makes you think that you're going to have this organic, quote unquote, fan base? Just because they buy a ticket to a show still don't mean they're going to go on your website. Still don't mean they're going to go on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, or so forth to take the time. And then guess what? Then you get these people that ask about subscribers and followers and what else we got? Followings and comments. You can't guarantee none of that. The only way you can guarantee that stuff is if you pay people to do it. And guess what? That's when you're going into buying stuff, buying streams, buying views, buying, all that, subscribers. So you can't guarantee just because if I put your song on a platform, on a campaign, and we run it for 7 to 14 business days. And that song runs on so many different platforms where people are forced to see your song. Guess what? People are seeing it. That's organic. That's not fake. Or how about if I add your song to multiple pitching playlists where I can pitch the song to different playlists all across the country, all across the world, and people pick up your song and they say that we're only gonna promote this song, or we're only gonna do this playlist, promote this playlist for a certain amount of time, and then they start another playlist or they move on to the next, or so forth. That's marketing. That's promoting. That's how you get people to listen to your music. That's how you sometimes force people to listen to your music. Because guess what? You are listening to a playlist with Lil Baby on there or somebody, and then a song pops on before the Lil Baby song comes on that you want to listen to. That's my song. Well, now you're forced to listen to it for at least a little bit, and you might end up enjoying that song to the point where you follow me, or you like it, or you lock it in, or you might even download it. But 9 times out of 10, people just ain't downloading music, so it makes it a lot harder. So that's why, like I said, I go back to know what you're asking for and know what you're talking about. Because, look, everybody's out here talking about organic this, organic that. You have to know how to promote organically first. This ain't back in the day where you could have a box full of CDs. You can go out to the flea market and you can sell those joints, or you be at one of the shows and you be after the show, people be walking up and you can sell them. This ain't that type of game no more. So you got to figure out and be creative on how to market yourself. And you foolish if you think that you're just going to sit around and do shows and get 1 million, followers, listeners, viewers. You foolish if you think that, because even the big dogs pay for promotion, and some of them pay for fake promotion, let alone that. You got a top charting song that's only been out a couple of days, and you got 60 million views or streams. Come on, man. Think about it. Record companies been doing it forever. It's just that a lot of people just ain't knowledgeable enough to know it. And some are. Some been around music long enough to know that you have a budget. Each artist has a budget, so they know, and they have marketers. So each artist is already set up before they even bring out the dang on song or the EP or the album. So that's why I'm saying, like, we have to be a little more educated on how we doing things, because you going up against somebody that got $1 million budget, and you think that you can sit around and do 2 or 3 shows and have the same type of following as this person, and it's not gonna happen. They put thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars behind artists, for one project, and then you get indie artists that can't even spend $1,000 on a project, and you think you're gonna be able to compete with it. So that's why I said, know what you're asking for, know what you're talking about, because going back to the conversation I had with that producer, both of us agreed that the artist that he was working with didn't know what the heck she was talking about. She didn't know what she was talking about. She's sitting there talking about, I want to have organic fans. That's great. But just think about the time period it's going to take for you to get what you want. You know, what type of fans you really want to push projects, because people don't sit on songs and EPs anymore. They bring out EPs and then they'll wait and bring out another single, and then they'll wait and bring out a new EP. So if you ain't got fans, you just bringing out music for nothing. You know, so that's why I'm trying to tell y'all, like, peep game. Look, know what you're talking about. Just because you do shows doesn't mean you gain fans or followers, you know. And so find a way that works for you. Every way don't work for everybody, but find a way that works for you, you know, and stay consistent. Don't just don't spend, you know, I'll just use $500. Let's use $500. Don't spend $500 in 1 or 2 months and then not spend anything else in the next 2 or 3 months. Don't do that, because you basically, you know, you're failing yourself. If I could say it, you're failing yourself, because you gotta come with a budget for every project that you bring out ahead of time. So even if you spend more or you spend less, you still had a budget in place. But it don't just be that one that get all happy go lucky and go out here and have $400 or $500 in their pocket, so they want to just spend it all, and then they don't have nothing else to come back with. What we have to realize is that, just like anything else, not even related to music, here it is. If you promote something and you have consistency, you will start to gain followers, especially if you use the same pattern when you do it. You know, if people continue to hear your song, continue to see your video, eventually it catches on. Think about radio stations playing songs over and over and over again. It might be a song that you might not have liked at first, but by the second or third month, now it's catchy to you. You done heard it 1,000 times. So now you like, you know what? That song ain't too bad. Well, guess what? They got you. That's the game. They got you. Because most of the time, a lot of songs, when they first come out, they so new that we don't grasp them like that. We don't catch on to them. So it's like, yeah, that song was all right. You hear it the first time, you're like, yeah, it's all right. It used to be just like back in the day when a CD or a tape first came out. You go through a couple songs and, you know, you be like, yeah, that's, you know, you might hear one good song that you like and be like, man, I thought his CD was going to be better than that. I thought her CD was going to be better than that. But then you start riding around and you hearing songs from that same CD, and you starting to hear them every day, all day. And you like, man, I didn't hear that song when I was listening to that CD. Yeah, you did. You just didn't catch on to it yet. You know, so that's how they get you. That's how they market and promote. They continue to put it in your face. Think about commercials. Think about McDonald's, Walmart, stuff like that. Budweiser. You know, you see these commercials all the time. So even if you didn't like, you know, chicken sandwiches, then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I might try that chicken sandwich. I keep seeing it. I might try that chicken sandwich. So that's what I'm saying. That's how they get you. And then eventually you buy it. So guess what? They've spent money to market a product for people to buy. And the more they spent, the more people bought it. And that's how you got to think about things when you do things organically. Because you put it in front of their face. You put it on the platform that they can hear, and they can hear it all the time. And then you just promote the heck out of it. You know, and like I said, be consistent with it. If you can spend a little bit more 1 month over the next, then do it. But don't be one that promote the heck out of it for a strong 30 days and then don't come back with nothing. You know, I've built a platform for indie artists to be able to put their songs on the radio and promote themselves and advertise their name and do radio drops where they can advertise their social media handle so people can actually follow them. And the thing that you'll see is that I'm promoting these songs. I'm adding them to mix shows where people are actually hearing these songs consistently on a day-to-day basis. So even if you're not listening to my radio station, it's still getting plays. It's not affecting the artist because they're still getting spins. That's just one way to be creative and making a platform for yourself. So that's why I say, know what you asking for, know what you talking about. There's too many people out here that didn't heard one rumor or one fact and they just run with it. Just because you heard one interview where a rapper said he bought, 20 million bots doesn't mean that that's the only way to promote, through social media, because it's not. You just gotta have a way, man. You gotta get with the right people, and they gotta know what they talking about, and just do it the right way. I'm telling you, once you do it the right way, you will be A-okay. But if you don't, then you will struggle, and you will waste your time, and you will waste a lot of money. He said, yeah, somebody said they heard my song on the radio. See, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to Queen. She said, yeah, but it's just like, you're going to continue to hear things if you continue to put them in front of people. But you won't hear things if you don't put it in front of people. And not knocking any of that shows or nothing like that. You want to continue to build fans, but that's only one way of promoting yourself. So just find several different ways to promote yourself. Be creative. Creativity takes you a longer way. And don't be, get away from the old fashioned stuff. Just because you're not educated and hip to the way people promote doesn't mean they're doing it wrong. Doesn't mean that it's fake. But like I said, do your research. I'm an avid believer that you have to do your research. But just know that if it's working for several people and they're using that person, then obviously it's working. It's working. So yeah, man. Like I said, I preach it. I'm gonna continue, but get away from the whole listening to everybody else for your career. If you're gonna put your career in everybody else's hands, then allow that. But if you listening to people, but you constantly want to do it your way, and you listening to and you getting the wrong advice, it's just bad. And I get that a lot of people when they contact me, they've already talked to a whole bunch of people that gave them crappy advice. They just did, and so I'm just telling you, just if you don't take anything from what I'm saying right now, stop taking bad advice. Just stop it. If you ain't talking to somebody that's has some type of success in music, and they're telling you, then don't take nobody else's advice. So yeah, but that's about it for me. My 20 minutes is up. But check out the radio station. Welcome to Skrilltown Radio. It's on Live 365. Check out the website, www.skrilltownmobusiness.com. We got a lot of things in store before the year is up. We got 2 videos that'll be dropping in November and December. And then check out Becky Raisman, her song, her EP, This Is My Moment, will be out pretty soon too. So yeah, man. And then just check out all social media platforms when it comes to Skrilltown MO. Type it in and just follow us on different platforms. But yeah, like I said, man, listen to people that's gonna give you good advice. Stop listening to people that's giving you bad advice. And once again, like I said, know what you're asking for, know what you're talking about. So until next time, I'm out. And also stay tuned. At 7 o'clock, we'll be having a dope interview with Street Debbie, entertainment music lawyer that has done a lot of business with a lot of people. She knows what she's talking about too. So we're going to get back to it. So stay tuned on YouTube channel. Welcome to Skrilltown, and I'm out.